Hello, friends. Let's see if I can shake the rust off here and put in a good game. Oops. We get e4, e5. So I'm gonna tread lightly and go in with my Scotch Gambit because that's what I know. He's gonna take, and I'm gonna threaten f7. Okay. Book line. He's attacking the pawn. And my options here are um, push the pawn and attack the knight, force it forward, or I can simply castle right away. And I think I'm going to castle immediately. That's my move that I prefer. The pawn looks like it's hanging, but uh, I get it back with some initiative if he takes it. He takes, I pin, he protects, I take. Okay. Bishop blocking seems reasonable because I'm threatening to discover check here. Threaten to discover double check, which would be checkmate if he allows that. So he does need to block one way or the other with one of the bishops. He blocks with that bishop. So let's attack the bishop. Okay, he castles. So I have the option to take, and he takes with the knight or the queen. Bishop takes and knight takes. I win the pawn back. Materials equal. I'm a little ahead in development. His knight's a little misplaced. If he takes with the queen, I have a discovered attack on the queen, but I don't see a really great move with the knight to exploit that queen's position. So I do think the move is to take. Yeah. Oh, okay. He takes with the queen. Do I just pick up the pawn and get pinned? Protect the knight. Hmm. If I don't take the pawn, I'm going to get pinned and maybe lose my opportunity to take the pawn. So do think I take it here. I think I take the pawn, let him pin me. I think that rook is kind of offsides on the D file. I think he would rather have it on the E so that this rook isn't boxed in behind the pawns here. So let's take the pawn. Oh, he just wants to liquidate. He's just playing for the draw. Now his rook is the rook seems a bit offsides. Um, can I exploit that? Let's see. Any great attacking ideas at the moment? There's still no good discovery. I can check, but he just takes with the queen, and I'm down a piece. Doesn't deflect off of this. So I can move the queen back, stay on the dark squares. If I do something silly like go to a light square, I could get attacked by the bishop and help his development. Could come in behind the knight. Maybe. Might run into some sort of silly attacks here. You could just come back. Or the rook. Look for a way to try and exploit this queen discovery. The opponent is from Singapore. All right, no more queen discovery. Do I have this? Attacking the bishop and the b pawn. That is gonna let me win the bishop, I think. Well, no. If I come here, he goes bishop to no, he can't do that because that's gonna unleash the rook. So knight here, the bishop is pinned. He's got to save his pawn. So rook b8 or b6, and then I take the bishop. He takes back with the pawn, and I've got at least a split pawn structure over here to fight against this isolated pawn. I think that's probably my best bet. And now, what? Double up on the pawn. The rook can't defend here because this hangs. He would have to bring the rook back. Or the king up. He could bring the king up. That seems risky. But this move does just kind of help him a bit. Clear up the d file for his other rook. What if I stack rooks? He still comes here. I stack rooks. He's leading the charge with the queen here. So even if I take and give up two rooks, queen takes, rook takes. I've still got a pin here. He defends, and I start really threatening. I like stacking rooks. Let's stack rooks. I didn't think about that move with the stacking rooks here. Now I create Luft, and where do I want my king escape to be? Do I? About here. Okay. I still can't take because I got checkmate. I'm getting checkmated at the end, so now I do need Luft. Pawn is playing very, very quickly. Hmm. I start pushing the up pawn now, and he keeps me from going f5. Then maybe I've got this. You could just break the pin also, although there'd still be a pin on the queen. So it's pinned both ways. I think g6 to stop f5 immediately, but then g4 resumes the threat. It's exposing my king a bit as well. So say he does nothing and I go f5. It's g takes, g takes, queen check. Hmm, that's a good move. That is a good move because it's going to pick my pawn up. I've hung the pawn. But I think I've got bigger threats on the e file. I don't know that he can afford to take that. Now he can break my pin here. That seems kind of risky, perhaps, because then I just attack the rook. If he comes off to defend the rook, then I've got some challenges here, and I do give up two rooks. No, I don't. No, if he pulls the rook off, I win the queen. No, I don't. I don't win the queen. I win the pawn. Let's keep our stuff straight. He's still going to win this pawn, though. So equal with advanced queenside pawns. He does push. So I'm going to challenge his rook. He backs it up with the queen. Good move. Hmm. Feel like I'm getting outplayed a little bit now. If I push the F pawn, he just pushes the E pawn, and he has a passer. That seems dangerous. Seems pretty dangerous. If I defend the F pawn, it seems a little passive, and it just lets him keep doing what he's doing. Maybe bring the king to the middle. I challenge the G7 pawn. That is only beneficial if he moves the rook, and he's not going to fall for that. It also relieves pressure on the E file. So no, I don't want that. I think I just have to defend it. Hmm. Gotta be careful about getting my queen trapped. If he pushes the B pawn, I have A5, which would target two pawns. If we give up the pawn, oh, if I take, I'm opening up a check, so no checks. Definitely no checks. Try and play a little bit quicker. All right, he's going to get behind, and that's a pretty good move right there that I just saw. But my opponent did not. I gotta be careful about checkmates here. I can't move this rook unless he moves the queen or his rook. Oh, I can't attack the rook because I'm overworking the queen there. So I need to create some space for my king to get out of this. I go here and he checks. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. I can take it. So there's no check. Hmm. Need to untangle my rooks. I can just take that. Whew. I think opponent definitely just overlooked the fact that I could take the piece. Um, happens at all levels, folks. Let's review this game. 91%, almost 92% accuracy, played like a 2450. Not bad uh, for a return after quite a while. It's a fairly even game. I had a bit of an edge and I gave it back in a blunder. And then my opponent blundered at the end, but this was a very equal game throughout. So let's start this review. Um, all book, we're in book, and this is a very, very common idea here of pinning the knight. I can take that pawn because of the tactics. I'm attacking the queen. He can't take the knight because the queen is hanging, and I'm also double attacking the knight, which is pinned. Um, so he doesn't want him to go all the way back, but it also wants me to take with the rook and check. And I think I knew that, but I don't think I like the positions that that results in as much. I'll have to go back and review that because I don't really like these types of positions. We're just like, um, like what now? Attacking the pawn, maybe? No, that's questionable. We take the pawn because this is defended twice since the rook is there. Mm, but then I think he just castles. No, no, he attacks the rook. He attacks the rook. It's a messy position. Anyway, I'll have to look a little deeper into that position. It's not like this is terrible. Black has a 0.3 edge, so I do think that, yeah, that blocking was necessary because checkmate was imminent. Mm, computer thinks the bishop is better positioned on f4. I don't disagree. I think that that's a pretty nice target as well. I was actually banking on him pushing this pawn to threaten my bishop. Kind of weakens this diagonal, but my light square bishop is already gone, so making use of it will be a challenge. I'll have to like utilize it with the queen and knights. So a slight weakness, but not game ending. And we're dead equal here. Dead equal game. He takes, I take. He pins, I bring it back. That was the right move. He should have attacked my knight. And this gives me a 0.8 edge, which isn't my biggest advantage yet, but it does give me an edge. I should have stacked rooks, maybe. Lifted the rook and considered stacking. Um, yeah, I think that gives the rook great scope. But that's a move I should have considered. But I saw this opportunity to create a weakness, and maybe a little tunnel vision on that. But I mean, there is a clear weakness here. I have a target and a 0.5 edge. And up here, this is a blunder. This is a blunder for black. It gives me a 1.8 edge, and I missed the opportunity. What did I do here? d5, h3 is my next move. I created Luft. I have an opportunity here to press an advantage, and I miss it. So take a moment with me here, and let's see if we can figure this out. I mean, I like the idea of pushing the pawn immediately. That does create Luft as well, pushing the f pawn. Is that an option worth considering? So maybe pushing the f pawn. I don't know what else I would consider here. I have to create Luft because it's made on the, I can't take. If I take and he takes and I take, he takes and I take, it's made on the back rank. So I can't just take, or can I? I don't think I can. Looks pretty bad for me. Maybe I run with king. Maybe I just bring the king closer to the center. That's an idea. This piles more pressure, though, on the weakened pawn. It threatens to. It doesn't do it immediately. Is that the move? That is not the move. It wants me to take. I just calculated that I could not take. What's the sequence here? It says that's the best. And why am I miscalculating this? Takes, takes. I can't take because I'm hanging, but I don't have to take because it's pinned. Now I bring the king. Nope, that's a blunder. Egregious blunder that loses me the game. Do I pile up more pressure? It wants me to take again because retreating is with check. I could have taken. I could have taken. Because this check is met with this check. So he takes and I take with check. Yes, of course. I just miscalculated all that. I just miscalculated all. Happens at all levels, folks. Should have taken the pawn. It's an opportunity to take the pawn and I missed it for tactical reasons, which brings it back down to equal. And we're just fighting for equality here. Um, Black has a teeny tiny teensy weensy edge. But everything is even here. It's dead draw. Nothing to play for. Black has enough pressure. This was a mistake on my part. Should have gone up rather than to the side. But it's still a dead equal game. And the only reason I won it is that my opponent blundered, forgetting that my queen was covering the G1 square. Um, so I went on a blunder, but um, first came back in a little while. I'll take it. I'll take it. Hope you enjoyed that. If there are any other moves that you saw that I did not, leave a comment for me. Let me know what you thought of this return, and I'll see you again very soon, I hope. I hope. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.